Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This week it is somehow time to do a favourites again. Now I know I say this at the beginning of every favourites video, but how is it already this time of year? So we're now in November, so I'm going to do my favourites from September and October because, as you guys know, if you've watched any of my other ones, I kind of put 2 months together because I find that doing one every month is quite repetitive. So I like to put 2 months worth together. And yeah, somehow we're now in like autumn, winter. It is November. I don't understand at all, which I'm pretty sure everybody says when it gets to this time of year. But yeah, so it's time to do a favourites video. I've actually got a couple of bits this month. Normally I'm kind of scrounging around trying to find things because I haven't tried anything new or kind of loved anything like crazy amounts. But this year, I keep saying this month, I've got a few bits, so I am excited to kind of chat through those bits with you all. So first things first, the thing that I am loving so much at the moment is my hair. Now if you watched my videos or you follow me on Twitter or Instagram, anything like that, you'll know that I did tweet about this. I've had quite a drastic hair change, for me anyway. My hair has always been quite long and I decided to take the plunge and go a little bit darker and have quite a bit cut off. So this is actually the shortest I have had my hair since I was about 10 years old, like a long time. And I just thought I'd go for it. I kept seeing people with shorter hair and I just loved it. And I'm absolutely loving it. When I first had it cut, I had a very love-hate relationship with it. I wasn't too sure how much I thought it suited me or whether it would be like a good upkeep, whether I thought it was something that I'd do again. But now that I've kind of got to the point where I'm styling it a lot more, obviously washing it myself, all that kind of thing, I love it. I'm obsessed. So yeah, I've had quite a lot cut off. I've had a lot of the blonde taken out and I've had kind of balayage, kind of like highlights, but none of it goes up to my root because I'm rubbish with hair upkeep. So yeah, this is what my hair is currently like. I did do an Instagram post about the salon that I went to, so I'll link that down below. But yeah, first and foremost, I am obsessed with my hair. I just had to get that out of the way. Okay, so on to beauty products. Most of what I have to talk about this kind of time round is beauty products. I've got a couple of makeup items and a couple of skincare items. So I'll go in with makeup first. So makeup wise, I've got a few kind of little bits here. Now a lot of it is going to be quite repetitive. I spoke about a lot of the products in my Beauty Pie full face makeup tutorial slash first impressions. As I said in that video, I've had these products kind of sat on my desk for a very long time and I finally got around to using them and I'm obsessed with a lot of the products. So I picked the 3 things that really stood out to me. Like, I absolutely loved them. I use them every single day. So I thought I'd talk about these 3 things to begin with. So the first thing is the concealer. So the concealer is in this little tube and it's the Beauty Pie Super Luminous Concealer and I got this in Fair 100. I absolutely love this. I really do think that it brightens up my under eyes an insane amount. The formulation's really nice. It blends out really nicely. And like I said, it makes your eyes look super bright and shiny, and for this time of year when everything's getting a bit like dark and gloomy, I think this is perfect for your skin. It's got little tiny bits of glitter in which help luminize, but I just love this product. I already think that I've used quite a lot of this and I might have to repurchase because I'm literally using it every single day, but I love it. This is one of the best concealers I have ever used, I think. It doesn't crease a lot, it's just really nice. The next thing from Beauty Pie, which I raved quite a lot about in the video, is the blusher. So it's in this little compact and this is what the colour is. So it's like a really nice peachy pink colour and this is in Peachy Dreams, that is what the colour is called, and I really like this. I've always been someone to use pinks as blushes, so like I've got a hot pink from MAC, I've got some like diluted pinks almost bordering on purple, so this is kind of the first peach shade that I've used as a blusher and I love it. I just think it looks really nice, it looks really healthy, and I really like the colour payoff with this and it blends out really nicely as well. So I know for the first few times that I did it I put a lot on there because I forgot how good the payoff was, and it blends out really nicely. You can't kind of tell. I mean, I've got this on today and I don't think it's really harsh, but it does add a really nice bit of colour. And then lastly from Beauty Pie, because as I said, there was a lot of products that I've been loving, it is the lipstick. So this is the lipstick, again, that I used in the video. So it's Cowboy Nude. I've got it on today and I just love it. I think it's such a nice shade. So this is what it looks like. So the camera doesn't want to focus very well, but hopefully you can kind of grasp the colour on there. But it's just an absolutely gorgeous brownie nude. I love colours like this. I don't like nudes that are really kind of pale. They make me look a little bit funny. This is just the perfect shade. The formulation is gorgeous. It feels really hydrating on your lips. It goes on really nicely and it lasts a while as well. Like, yes, you have to reapply it once you've eaten. It's not like a liquid lipstick, so it doesn't stay on there like for a crazy amount of time, but I love this. It's really, really nice. And because of the colour and how it goes on and stuff, you can literally just chuck it in your handbag and pop it on throughout the day. You don't really need a mirror or anything. And I'm loving this colour. I might have to repurchase this as well because I think this is going to be one of the fastest colours I ever go through with a lipstick. Okay, and then the next makeup item I have is another little tiny compact, and this is a highlighter. Now I've had this for quite a while. I've had it for over a year, and I only started using this properly a few kind of months ago. Like, I'd say at the beginning of what month am I doing? September and October. So the beginning of September. This is a highlighter that I had used predominantly for when I had a full face of makeup on. So nights out, if I was going for a nice meal, if I was going for a day in like London, I'd use this as like a really popped highlighter, and I never really used it for day-to-day use. And then for some reason I just decided to start using it. I think I took it away with me and used it from then on. And it's the Becca highlighter in Opal, and it's just gorgeous. Now this is a tiny little compact because I got it in like a little gift set from Sephora. Don't think my camera's going to focus on it, but this is what it looks like. It's got a gorgeous little shimmer to it. And I really like having things in these tiny little compacts because to have a massive highlighter, I'm never going to use it all. So this is a really, really nice kind of size to be using, and I'm, you know, enjoying taking it with me. It's nice and little just to pop in a makeup bag, which is really handy. Sorry, this eye might look a little bit funny now. I've just had to remove an eyelash because all my eyelashes are falling out into my eye for some reason. So I apologise for that. But anyway, I've now been using this on a daily basis. I used it solidly kind of daily for about a month, and now I alternate between this and my regular MAC highlighter, and I just really, really like this. It's super small, it's easy to travel with, you can just pop it in a bag, and I don't know, it's just a really, really nice shade. It goes on really nice, it lasts all day. Like, all the rest of my makeup could come off and I know that I've still got highlighter on because you go into the bathroom and you're like, oh my god, I'm still glittery. And it's just, I don't know, I really, really like this. This is the first thing I've ever used from Becca and I'm really impressed. So I might have to get a few more bits when I go back to the States this month. I mean, I've got this on today. I don't know if you can tell. I do try and go as like subtle as I can, but I really, really like this. And as I said, the size is just super handy. Okay, so that's it for makeup. So I'm going to go on to skincare. Now, I have two skincare favourites this month. As you'll know if you watched my breakout video, I am trying different kind of skincare items, but I don't want to talk about those too much. I'll probably do a breakout update in the new year, so I'm going to talk about those then. But these are the two things that I have been loving specifically at like the moment for my skin type, I guess. And the first thing, which I'm probably going to get shouted at because it's a pro size, so Decleor, if you do watch this, I do apologise that it's pro. So this is the Decleor Paris eye makeup remover with Camilla oil, and it removes waterproof makeup apparently. As I said, this is the pro size. If you were to buy this yourselves with the link that like is below, it will be a smaller bottle, so I do apologise for that, but this is the only one that I've got, and I love this. I picked it up in hopes that it would help my eyes. I have very, very sensitive eyes. I don't know why. My eyelids are puffy like every single day. Most products that I put on my eyes make them sting, so not necessarily makeup. Makeup I'm fine with, but if I was to go and then take that makeup off and put a moisturiser over the top, anything like that, it makes my eyes sting so much. So I have been on the lookout for a makeup remover that I can take my mascara off with because I don't want to leave it on there, that doesn't sting my eyes. And so far, this is the only one that has worked for me. So I really, really like this. It doesn't like smell amazing. It's blue when it comes out, which I find a little bit weird, but it works. It helps my eyes. It's nice and soothing, and it gets all of my makeup off, which I am really happy with. So I have been loving this, and I think my eyes have as well, because nobody wants stingy eyes. So this is like perfect. And I do think that it takes off all my makeup. I don't wear waterproof mascara or anything like that, but I think it does take all of my makeup off. So if you're on the lookout for something that does clean everything off, possibly waterproof makeup, definitely worth giving this a try. And then the second skincare item that I've got is something that I included in a haul a little while ago. I say I included it in a haul. I don't know if it was on this channel or on my Instagram, but regardless, it is a moisturiser, and this is the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream, and this is the smaller size because it's in the tube and not the pot. And I got this because my skin has been hating me recently. I've been having really bad breakouts, and then because of the products that I've been using, I have quite dry patches now as well. And so I thought I'd get this because I've heard so many people rave about it and say that it helps their skin, all that kind of thing. So I thought I'd give this a try, and I love it. The consistency is really nice. It's not too thick, but it's nowhere near like runny. It goes on really nicely. I feel like it really moisturises my skin, and when it goes on, I can kind of feel my skin being like, oh, moisture. Like, it sounds silly, but that is what I think it's like, and I really, really like this. I was a bit touch and go to begin with, because I thought this was making me break out more. Turns out that was just my skin hating me, and now that I'm using this, it's helping repair the damage that my skin's kind of caused itself, and I really, really like it. This is not expensive. I know there's some like moisturisers out there that are ridiculously expensive. This isn't, and I think it's super handy. So if you've got like super sensitive skin, or you're dealing with like breakouts, things like that, definitely worth giving this a try. I mean, it might not work for you, but I mean, for me it has, and I think I'm gonna have to keep buying this. I use this on an evening, not a morning. I use a moisturiser with an SPF in the morning, so on a night this definitely works its magic, and I love it. Now on to something that's kind of more well-being based. It's not skincare, it's not makeup, anything like that. This is actually like a little travel spray that I take with me. I have one in my handbag at all times, and I find that it really comes in handy when I am travelling. And it is the Neom Organics London De-Stress on the Go Mist. So I don't know if I've mentioned this. I think, again, I included this on an Instagram story at some point. Okay, so it's in this little vial, literally tiny, and on the top, try and take it off while the camera's still focused, it's just got like a little spray top. And this isn't on the go mist, so it means that if you are ever stressed, feeling anxious, anything like that, you like take the lid off, do a couple of sprays, and like breathe it in. So you do like the long breathing technique, so I think it's 6 in, 7 out, something like that. So you do that to breathe it in, and it helps then relax you and kind of de-stress a little bit. So I have found that my anxiety has been ridiculously high recently. I don't know why, I don't know what's triggered it, and I find a lot of situations that I used to be fine with very uncomfortable, and they get me really wound up, and I don't like it. It's really horrible. And so this has been a little saviour. I'm not saying that it kind of erases that anxiety altogether, but it does help me kind of take a few moments to be like, it's okay, breathe, carry on, you know, you can do this kind of thing. So I'm a very anxious traveller anyway, so these are perfect for when I'm travelling. I find that if I get on trains, aeroplanes, if I'm on a long drive, I can get quite kind of anxious, and I don't know, I wind myself up about it, try not to think about it, and then it still kind of ends up happening. So I've always had these in my handbags for those moments. I travel to London and like the south quite often because my friends are down there. So this is perfect. It means that I can take those kind of 10 seconds or whatever it is on a train to just kind of breathe, and then I look out the window and look at the scenery. Sounds silly, but it works. And this is definitely helping with that. It's coming with me on my upcoming flight to try and see if it helps with that as well. But because it's in my handbag for those situations, I have found that in all these other situations that I'm now getting anxious in, it's really helping. So I'll use it at work, if I'm out and about, if I'm in the car and I need to like pull over and just kind of take a moment. you know, it's great and it's handy to have in your bag. And because it's so little, you can just kind of slip it in. And I've also not had any problems with leakage or anything. So I've kind of got a few people to buy it at work when they say that they're anxious travellers and things, but it is worth trying, and the scent, regardless, is beautiful. It just smells so nice. And then lastly, with things to physically show you, is again something that I talked about a couple of weeks ago. I'm very repetitive with the things that I like, and it is something that I bought a couple of weeks ago and did tell you guys about, but it is these pyjamas. Now, I love these. I'm one for Disney pyjamas, as I mentioned in my video where I talked about these. I have comfortable pyjamas that generally have Disney all over them, and I love them. I feel cozy, but I think sometimes you want to feel a little bit more, I don't know, adult, and a little bit more put together. So I specifically bought these to wear in New York because that is what I wanted to be like over there. I wanted to kind of go to bed feeling like the grown woman that I am, and she says whilst having a teddy in the background. But yeah, that kind of thing. And it's the kind of place where I feel like I'd want to feel a little bit more grown up and possibly stylish. I don't know, that kind of thing. So I bought these because they were cheap and I wanted to give them a try, and I'm obsessed with them. They look really nice. They make me feel like older, as in like more sophisticated. This sounds really stupid because I'm talking about pyjamas here, but that kind of thing, and kind of like a little bit more fashionable for when I'm going to bed. I kind of got into my pyjamas on days and thought, oh, I wish I was vlogging today because I want to kind of vlog this and talk about what I'm wearing. So I've really been enjoying wearing them. They're nice pyjamas. I like it when they've just been freshly washed and I can get them back out of my drawer and wear them. And yeah, I'll leave the link to the video below obviously, but this is what they're like. They're purple, and this is pink like rimming on, and they've got buttons down the front. This top is very, very slightly cropped. It's not like a long pyjama top. And then the bottoms are exactly the same. I've got them on so I can't show you, but the bottoms are exactly the same. They're this material, which is like a fake silk, with the pink rimming down to the side. And I really, really like these. These are just from Primark. You can get them from a lot of places, but Primark does amazing pyjamas that are really cheap. So yeah, I love these. Really random thing to talk about for really weird reasons, but I love them. Now I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I want to talk to you guys about, like film or TV wise. What am I thinking of? Oh, okay, so I'm very happy that Gogglebox is back on. I love Gogglebox. It's my cosy Friday night TV show. I watched it at university and I like to watch it with my family. It's one of the few things that I like that they will watch. So we like to kind of get our pyjamas on a Friday night and kind of get all comfy on the sofas and watch Gogglebox. I work on a Saturday, so I do that just before I go to bed, and I really like it. I always have a good laugh, and the range of people that they have on it now are just really, really good. I like seeing everyone's kind of different opinions and viewpoints on things. So I'm very happy that Gogglebox is back on. And it also wouldn't be a September and October favourites without mentioning Bake Off. So I love Bake Off. I've mentioned it in the past. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll know that I've spoken about it quite a lot on there. And I've really enjoyed this series, or season. I thought that it would be a little bit different on Channel 4, like everybody else did, and I loved it. If you haven't watched it, obviously the final has now happened. No spoilers here, but you know, everything's finished. If you haven't watched it, do go onto, like, what will it be, Channel 4 iPlayery type thing, and catch up. It's been a really fun series, really good kind of contestants. Don't agree with some of the decisions that were made, but I think I go with a lot of people with that. And we really enjoyed watching it as a family. Again, that was another thing that we watched. And every single week I actually baked along. So up until when it got really hard, I baked what they were baking every week. So like when it was bread week, we did bread. Pudding week, I did pudding. And then when it started to get a little bit harder, like pastries and stuff, I baked kind of random things. But every week we had something homemade to eat along with Bake Off, which was really fun to do. I also did like a guest blog post, I guess it is, for Bake Off, where I baked, what did I make? I made a banoffee pie from scratch, like pastry and everything. So I'll leave a link to that below that was really fun to do, and that was one of my bakes for one of the weeks of Bake Off. So yeah, I've really just enjoyed this season, and everybody now keeps going to me, Hannah, what are you going to do now? Like, Bake Off's not on, what are you going to do? So yeah, I think I'm going to feel a little bit lost next week, but I've really, really enjoyed it being back on TV, and I cannot wait for next year's already. And I think that's it. I've rambled for a lot longer than I thought I would in this video, like I do every time. But yeah, these are all the things that I have been loving. I have to admit there's nothing else that's really stood out to me, but I kind of instantly thought of all these products that I've got next to me. So I'm glad that this time I had firm favourites that I knew I needed to grab. And yeah, that's everything that I have been loving the last 2 months. Let me know down below what you have been loving, and if there's anything you think I should be trying or watching, that kind of thing. I am going to give Stranger Things a go because a lot of people have told me about Stranger Things. So I am going to be giving that a go. Hopefully that'll be my next favourites. Which, crazily, my next favourites that I will be doing will be my November and December favourites. Now, I will let you guys know now that those won't be out as a video. I'm going to do a video of my 2017 favourites. So my November and December favourites, as the 2 months combined, will be as a blog post. I'll obviously talk more about it as the time comes and tweet about it, that kind of thing. But just so that you know, we are going to be missing out that video on this channel this year. But just so that I can do a big like recap video instead, which will probably be way too long because I always make these way too long. So yeah, that is everything for this week, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next week for another video. Bye!